Welcome to COMS 2104, Foundations of Programming 1. In this class, you're going to learn a whole lot of new skills. Some of you already have a little bit of programming experience, but most of you don't, and so you're going to learn the very basics, the beginning level of programming. And this video that you're watching right now is going to cover the syllabus for this course. We're going to go over the syllabus in the video, okay? And the syllabus is kind of like the contract between you and your professor. So you want to read it and know what's in it because they're letting you know what to expect in the course. All right, so let's get started on that syllabus. All right, so here's the syllabus for this semester and this course. This is COMS 2104, Foundations of Computer Programming 1. And this is our course number. This is the 001, that's the face-to-face class, and this is the TC1. This is my web-based class. Now, you're both in the same Blackboard interface, so I'll be posting things to each of you. Sometimes I'll say, for online students. Sometimes I'll say for face-to-face students. But in any case, there are two groups in this Blackboard shell. So be sure that you realize that, and if it doesn't apply to you, you don't have to worry about it. The course is worth 4 credit hours because it comes with a lab and worth an hour. It's worth 1 credit hour, but it lasts longer, okay? I'm Dr. Martha Nanette Harrell. I go by Nan Harrell, and my office is in Corley 239. Oh, by the way, you can call me Dr. Harrell. That's what I expect students to call me. My in-office hours, that's when I will be in my office, are on Thursdays from 11 to 1. My remote office hours are conducted at my home. I live in Little Rock, so I'm a long way from Russellville. And we can do that several ways. We can set up a WebEx meeting. We can have a phone call. We can email back and forth, Zoom, whatever works for you. And just let me know so I can show up at those methods, right? And it's on Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 9 to 11, okay? Now, if none of those times work for you, let me know. We'll work out a time that we can meet. This is my email address, and I also have that posted in Blackboard, as well as there's a link in Blackboard to be able to email your instructor. If occasionally I might not be available during my office hours because maybe I'm on a committee that's having a meeting or some other thing that I just can't avoid. I try to let you know ahead of time if I can. Sometimes I can't. But in any case, if I'm not available, you'll know it's probably because I have some kind of meeting that I need to take care of. When you email me, use your ATU email. Do not use Google Mail or anything else outside of ATU. Number 1, the spam filter might catch it and not let it ever get to me. Number 2, I might see it but won't read it because I don't know who that's from and it might be a spammer, so I just ignore it. So the best thing for you to do is to email me using your Arkansas Tech email. If you want me to recognize it and read it and pay attention to it, that's important. Now, there are 2 meeting places because some of you are online and some of you are face-to-face. So face-to-face, we meet Tuesday and Thursdays from 9:30 to 10:50, and our labs are on Tuesdays from 11 to 12:50. Online students, we are asynchronous. That means we don't have a specific time to meet. I let modules be available to you. There are videos, you can read your material, etc. Of course, you can contact me if you have questions or concerns that you are not following along, okay? Now, if I have extra chairs in my classroom or my lab and there's room and someone online has a time that they could show up during this time and they want to come here, the face-to-face, I'm fine with that, but make sure that all the face-to-face students are there, because if you are an online student and the room is full, you'll be the one kicked out. So make sure that there's enough room in that room, because sometimes my classes fill up more often than not, and there aren't any chairs left, okay? Online student labs, it's done at your convenience at whatever time you want, wherever you choose. You can do it your way, in other words. Of course, there are due dates, but you can work whatever way in whichever location you choose. There are prerequisites to this course. Make sure that you've met those. If you're already in this course, then you probably have or gotten permission to go around those. And this is the course catalog description, an introduction to the foundational concepts of programming using structured programming concepts of C++ as the implementation tool, because there are a lot of languages you could use, but we are using C++. Programming principles covered in lectures are practiced in labs, okay? Major topics that we'll cover are sequential selection and iterative control structures, functions, parameter passing, and file processing. Arrays are introduced as a structured data type. All right, the required textbook is in your syllabus, but it's also in Blackboard, and I try to send out an email to let you know as well so that everyone knows what we're using. I prefer you use Cengage Unlimited so you have access to MindTap, but you are welcome to buy the real book if that's what you so choose to do. It's expensive, but you do use it in several courses, so that's okay. We do have some supplemental software that we're going to be using. Microsoft Visio, this is for our flowcharts that show how the flow of your data, your program will work. And then Microsoft Visual Studio, which allows you to actually do the programming. Arkansas Corley Labs have a version available of Microsoft Visual Studio. And then if you have a Macintosh, there are some special instructions in Blackboard to help you with that. There are no supplemental books or anything like that you need to take care of, but occasionally I might have some YouTube videos for you to watch that help support the things that I've taught you. The reason you need this class, especially if you're a CS or any, information systems, computer science, any of our computing and information science majors, you obviously are going to need to understand programming just to be able to troubleshoot or anything else that you run into in a real job. So competency and understanding of programming process has become a highly desired, if not required, skill for employment in today's market, and that is so true. Our objectives, these are the things that you must learn or I get in trouble, right? I have to present these to you. Now, it's up to you whether or not you truly learn them, but I have to make sure I cover these items. You have to be able to handle an algorithm or a problem statement and then take that and write a well-documented program or a program segment using those control structures that we talked about earlier. You must be able to use the terms properly. That's why you see key terms in Blackboard to help you know what terms you need to know and understand. Use multiple input-output methods, and we do go over that in the course. Explain and use each of the following control structures, which is what's mentioned up here: sequence, selection, and iteration. Define and use functions. Declare and manipulate strings, character by character, and test and troubleshoot programs. So that's the main things you're trying to learn this semester. The way I grade, I use a total point basis. I don't use weighted. Some people say, well, that's the same. Well, mathematically, the result is not the same. So you can argue all day. I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about. I've done the math, okay? But in any case, I do total points, and then, of course, I divide total points possible into your total points and get your average. And I use the traditional grading scale. Course policies, make sure that you know the student handbook. This is last year's. The new one that we're going to see doesn't come out till after our syllabus has to be ready, so I typically just go ahead and put last year's, but you need to read the newest one when it comes available, which means these page numbers will probably not be accurate, so make sure that you look, read, and know the information in there. Especially your student code of conduct. That's extremely important so you know what is and is not cheating, etc. This is just a little paragraph about what your workload is typically and how professors tend to look at it and how we judge it. So this gives you an hour of how much time you should be spending, and that helps me judge when I see a lot of students say, well, this takes me more than 25 hours a week. Well, okay, it's supposed to, right? So in any case, I can help when you complain, I can go, well, you're within the boundaries, right? And I'm trying to let you know. Okay. All right. So assignments, late assignments, you lose 10% per day. After 5 days, you get a 0. I do not do extra credit assignments. So if you're lazy during the semester and at the very end you want to make a few points, I'm sorry, I don't do that. So make sure you stay up to date and current with your assignments as we go through the semester. If you're having problems, something unusual, real bad, sick mother or dad, get a doctor excuse, show it to me. I'll give you extended time to get it done, but just don't expect me to do that automatically, okay? Here's some more university policies. You absolutely must read and know and understand those. Here's some information on student living assistance in case something happens during the semester, you need some help, some people you can talk to for that. I use projects, exams, and quizzes to get to your final grade, so pay attention to that. Watch out for that in Blackboard. Attendance, if you miss more than 5 consecutive days, depending on what's going on, I may decide to drop you, so make sure you communicate with me. Now, if you have trouble with Blackboard, you can't get in, you're having issues, I can't fix it. They don't give me the rights to the backside of Blackboard. So that means you need to contact technical assistance. Any kind of support you need to contact them. For Blackboard, you can contact eTech and eLearning at ATU for the frequently asked questions. And then tech support, campus support is your go-to everyday problems that you need, okay? All right, that's it, I think. And this is our tentative schedule. So you might want to look that over, what we're going to cover when. It says tentative because it can change. Things happen, we fall behind, whatever. But it's here. I also have it separated out as a separate document in case you want to access. All right, that's it. We're ready to go. So I'll see you in the next video or face-to-face, depending on the class.